Hello from the Music Interview Corner, guys. We're here in Helsinki in the MusicItalo with the Vantages, with Anton and Tim. Hi, guys.
Hello.
What are you doing in the band?
I'm a guitarist and a keyboard player.
Cool. And you?
I sing and I write very miserable lyrics.
Oh, I don't think maybe the topic is miserable, but I think the lyrics are very good.
Oh, yeah.
So you just mentioned something about fan fiction while I was setting up the camera. Do you want to tell us more about that? Fan fiction that was written about the two of you.
It's a funny topic to start the interview with, but like our 5-year plan was to have like gay fan fiction written about us.
Oh, you achieved that early?
Yeah.
Even that's why we did the EP.
Yeah, like
it's sort of
during our first single, actually.
Really?
Our first single. After Leather Jacket, actually. Like, we released it a year ago, and soon enough, fanfiction started popping up, and it's interesting. It gave us some ideas, let's just say, in our private life.
Okay. How do you feel about it?
I don't know, man. It's kind of, we're making ripples and waves and stuff like that. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think gay fan fiction, I think maybe that means you made it.
I think it does, and it feels like someone writes a script for your life, too.
They got a few things right. There was like a thing of like, it was sort of like very suggestive, more than, kind of raunchy and really getting into it. And they were like describing my apartment which Anton was residing in. I just don't drink red wine, actually. That's one of the things that they got wrong, but they got most of the things actually right, which was kind of funny.
And how did they know what your apartment looks like, from Instagram, or?
I don't know, they just sort of guessed it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Maybe should we post the link in the description of the video, the link to the best fan fiction? Maybe you can share that with me after the interview.
Unfortunately, I think it has been deleted since.
Yeah.
So another thing is about your style. A lot of people call you the new him or the next generation him. How do you feel about that?
I think the most that we have in common with Ville is that we're both as much interested in his previous band currently.
For me, it is of course a compliment if someone wants to like insult us with the comparison. It's impossible because, well, I just ask which like hugely successful Finnish band are you being compared to currently? And the answer is usually none, like for the others. Okay, but we don't consciously try to draw the comparison at all.
Really? Because I was just about to ask how much your style is personally inspired by Ville Valo, your look and also your vocal style.
It's not very deliberate, really. At the end of the day, I just have dark hair and wear leather jackets, I think.
But you look like you could be Ville's little cousin or something, if I may say that. Maybe the audience can comment what they think.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me know. What do you think? Am I his long estranged cousin? Something like that.
Maybe you are and you're just not telling that.
I would tell you if I were, or if I knew. But I don't, unfortunately.
That remains to be seen in the next episode of Star Wars.
Oh yeah, and talking about the future, you are about to release your debut EP on November 3rd. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, we have a release gig on the day of the release of the EP, and we also put out a new music video for the song Alone. We shot it a week ago in an apartment. We completely redid the decoration for the apartment and had to put it back yes,
Yeah.
the 6 in the morning
Yeah.
after 12-hour shoot.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Whose apartment was it?
I can't tell.
Oh, okay.
It's like a mansion from the Gone with the Wind, like the
Ooh,
end
wow.
scene.
Yeah.
But the video isn't like that at all. But yeah, I was surprised when I came to the apartment. I'm only helping in the video. I'm just like a gaffer boy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is Hollywood calling?
No.
Maybe Villevalo is calling to confirm that you're cousins or second cousins or something.
Maybe it's like the DNA test.
Oh, yes, right. Or this is the notification that new gay fan fiction has been released on Reddit.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, oops, but I didn't want to interrupt you.
Maybe you can edit this out. I didn't have anything specific to say about the video, but you can tell about the video. Plus, of course, you're drinking red wine in it. Which
In the video?
Yeah.
Was that inspired by the fan fiction?
Perhaps. Yeah. Well, the song is. Well, all the songs kind of they talk about a time when I wasn't doing very well, and I had a string of relationships that didn't really pan out too well, and sort of the EP is a meditation in that of, sort of trying to get my head around it and maybe trying to make it into something beautiful. And the last song, well, to me it's sort of felt like being very alone and being very heartbroken and listening to something that sort of makes you feel understood, and drinking copious amounts of red wine during the process.
Was it real red wine, or did you fake it with juice?
It might have been blood. No, it was red wine. Can't remember the brand, but it was quite tasty. I got it as a present from can't remember who, but yeah.
Sponsored by the gay fan fiction.
Yes.
I think the video will come out great. It's like a instruction manual on how to listen to this song, like alone in an apartment drinking red wine, having a breakdown.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
You also already released the first single from your EP called Danger, also with a really great video. And you also said this is about imbalances and self-destruction.
Yeah, it's sort of meeting someone and being with someone, and you see all of the red flags and sort of just going back for more. It's sort of the idea of why do we fall in love with people that aren't good for us, and why do we go back for more and keep doing that. So, and it was really inspired by the Iggy Pop tune as well.
Oh yeah, maybe we should say your new EP is self-titled, right?
Yes.
It's out on November 3rd, and the gig is at semi-final, right?
Yes, it's on semi-final, and the tickets are already like half sold out, even more. So get yours soon.
Hurry up, guys.
Yeah, don't miss out.
The ticket link will be right underneath the link to the gay fan fiction.
I hope we can find the link for the best fanfic.
Yeah, the best one gets a T-shirt.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's so generous.
And that's a promise.
Oh,
Yeah, it is a promise. Yeah, we will.
not a threat.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
What was the inspiration for your band name?
We set up like 2 ground rules for our band name when we tried to come up with it. Like, we don't want it to be a plural, and we don't want a like the article. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and you broke it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very adamant of not having the plural and not having the in the name, and then I came up with the name and completely shot myself in the foot with that. But it was when you're trying to think of a good name for a band, at least for us, it didn't go like, oh wow, that's such a great name. But we had a very extremely gruesomely long list of names, and that was the least worst one, and it was the name that nobody else had ever had. So we went with that. It was actually almost called something else, but I think it was like a Canadian cannabis company. And I actually emailed them and asked, is it okay if we use this for a band? And they said, unfortunately not. So then I made a couple of changes, and now we're called the Vantages.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I saw there's one band in Austin, Texas. They are called the Vantage, but they are just singular. They don't matter, I guess.
Yeah, but we can bury them. I think we already have buried them with our streams and popularity. Like there was a Nirvana in the 60s as well. But yeah, it was like a hippie Grateful Dead type of band, I think. But nobody...
Dead is just such a good name, though.
Yeah.
You know, there's loads of bands that have super cool names, but they don't do super cool music. I think there should be sort of like a legislation if a very cool name, and then if you don't live up to it, then you just have to give it away back.
Surrender your name.
Yeah, go back to the pool where it came from. Yeah.
But if they don't have the cool name anymore and they have shitty music, they have nothing. I don't know if that's fair.
Life isn't fair, I think.
I don't make the rules. But yeah, for me the band sounds like a 60s, 70s automobile name. So it's it's great as a brand name, I think.
Yeah.
It does suck if you're drunk and trying to somebody asks you what's your band called and you're trying to explain in a Finnish accent, in the wee hours, 4 in the morning.
Yeah, but it's actually a lot more easier to pronounce in Finnish. Vant, I guess. And that's actually something that you can still say when you're in a very drunken stupor. But in English, 4:30 in the morning, something like that, in English, it can be a bit hard.
How about French?
I'm not going to even try that.
If you say Vanta, I guess it sounds like you're from Vanta. Maybe if you're really drunk, someone else who's drunk would think you live in Vanta and you try to explain that you're a proud citizen of Vanta.
Yeah, no.
We are not from Vanta.
You live in the same apartment together in Helsinki right now? Or not really? Was it only for the fan fiction?
Just for the fan fiction.
They only guessed that we live together, but we don't. Unfortunately, we don't.
Not yet, I mean.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, in Villevalo, the apartment is in your cousin's name, in Villevalo's name, and so you. Yeah. No, it's okay.
Nobody knows. It's
Yeah,
for us.
to protect your privacy. Yeah.
to know and for the rest of the world to find out, I guess.
And how did you and your other bandmates meet and decide to start a band together?
This is a very good story.
Yeah.
Me and Anton, we went to the same school, and I was having lunch by myself. I'd never met Anton before. I'd seen him around, but we'd never talked. And I was having lunch, and then he comes up to me, comes to the table, and just bangs his tray across from me. And without even sitting down, he says that I have this great idea for a pyramid scheme. Do you want to get in on it? And I said yes. I can't remember what the pyramid scheme was, but that's sort of the story of how we met. And then I met Alexi, our bass player, through Anton, and actually he kind of rounded up the rest of the guys, I think.
Yeah. At least one of my talents is not necessarily playing myself, but finding great players to complement my lack of skill. Yeah.
What was the pyramid scheme? Do you remember what it was?
It morphed into this band.
Oh, good.
Over time, so it's still a scam. I hope people fall for it.
Should we cut this part out?
No. Yeah, we kind of took it off from there. It took a few years to relocate from Turku to Helsinki. We studied there at the time. And once we got the ball rolling, the pandemic hit, so we had to coop up back to our apartments and maybe write new music. We kind of had a lack of material at the time. Actually, Leather Jacket was the one song that convinced me to convince him to start the band with me.
Oh.
Yeah, Anton was he'd been bugging me for the longest time that, hey, we should start a band together. And it was just never sort of the right time for whatever reason in my mind. And I was in Helsinki at the time, still am. I was at Suomalainen studio. I was a trainee for a year there, and then I worked there on my own stuff for about 3 or 4 years after that. And I did the chorus to Leather Jacket, and then I sent it to Anton, and Anton decided that he will move to Helsinki now after hearing it. So
It seems that the song has done a lot for your band.
Yeah, it's the blueprint for what we're about to do. With this EP and the debut album coming out, hopefully next year or so.
Cool. Maybe you can talk again next year when it comes out.
Yes, we still haven't started working on it, but
it's in the works.
Yes,
it's in the works. We still have to figure out a few details of who and where and what. of how we're going to do it. But we're going to start working on it next year and play loads of shows. That's pretty much the focus from now on. Yeah.
Yeah, since we're talking about the future already, what's your biggest dream for the future?
World domination.
Oh, yeah, always good.
That,
You know.
buying our mother's apartments, nice penthouses.
In Helsinki or Espoo, like overlooking the harbor or something?
Whatever she wants
Oh,
is my.
Good answer. Fucking good answer.
Do you want to say anything to your fans before we end this interview?
Buy tickets, come see the show, get a t-shirt.
Thank you for sticking with us at this early hour.
And enjoy the fan fiction. And thank you so much, Anton and Tim, and goodbye from the Music Interview Corner.
Thank you.